an update on the Liberty Nickel collection so far. Um, there are 15 coins here, and I have 2 raw coins and albums that are an 1883 with cents and 1899 that I still need to send into NGC. The reason I've been buying NGC coins really just has to do with prices. I can generally get them better. There are a few that I'm looking at right now that are PCGS, and I don't really mind paying up for a little higher for a quality coin, but it kind of just happens that I've mainly run into good deals on NGC coins, and I think that they've graded more 62s on the low end for V nickels than PCGS does. I think PCGS, I'll have to look into numbers, but I've found a lot of NGC 62s that are really nice for their grade, and they're also cheap because people aren't really distinguishing between a spotty, poorly struck 62 and some of these here. I'll kind of show some examples of that. So the 12D, that's an NGC 62, really nice coin. That was probably the most expensive one. It definitely was the most expensive one so far. I think I paid $400 for that. And then the 1263, a nice coin. 12 is a very common date. The 11, a very nice 64. I'll go through the totals of what I've spent on this collection so far, but the average so far on the 17 coins that I own is 180. So there's quite a few that are under that, and then some that are over, but that's the average so far. This 1910, you can definitely see the difference between this luster here and then this kind of more muted, a little darker look, but it's a very nice coin. It just doesn't have as flashy of a luster, so that's kind of a good example of a flashy luster versus more muted, but still really good original look. Nickel tones well like that. This 1907 is another good example compared to this 06 of just that more muted tone, which I actually really like and find attractive on these coins. This is a small group of 62s. I am missing a 1904, but you can see the eye appeal in these. Some of these is really nice, and those marks in the fields, they were kept in bags, so I think NGC, when grading these coins, some of them I think were very close to 63s, and maybe just a few extra marks on the fields kind of delineated that. But again, the striking, I think they take that into account in some cases, but I'll show you an example of a 1900 comparison that you can definitely cherry pick the grade is kind of the point there. 1902 at 64. I mean, that's a great, so that 1903 is a 62, and then this is a 64. And you can see there's fewer marks for sure, but when you're talking about, the difference of, I don't know, probably in this case, $60 to $80 in price difference, or more in cases like this. I tend to just buy a nice 62 when I can find it. I'm not missing the 1899. That's in a book. 1901 is a really nice coin, and again, the criteria for a coin going into this collection is that the obverse be fully struck. And I think this, you can see on this 1900, the top star is a little bit flat. There are a few like that, and I'm not saying I wouldn't upgrade them if I got the chance, but the full strike is kind of what I'm going for, and most of these coins exhibit that well. This 1892 is a new purchase. You can see that a little bit of, not rainbow, but it's got a little bit of toning on it. That's a very, you can see that a lot on Buffalo nickels that are in albums, and it's just the way nickel naturally tones. Well, this 02, I think this one's a little whiter than maybe most of the others, so it's possible a coin like that could have been dipped just to give it that blast white appearance. Yeah, the 1889 is another one I want to upgrade. It's not a bad strike, but the planchet quality is pretty bad. You kind of see some streakiness in the metal, and you know, that coin, I think, what did I pay for that? Yeah, it was $220, so a little expensive for a 62 of that quality, but yeah, that's the collection so far. So I'm missing, you know, obviously the key dates, the 12S, and some of the 1880 dates. 1894 and 1896 are a couple semi-keys I still need. 1888 is another tougher year. So I think of this group right here, the 1912D is probably, you know, the best, the toughest date, and the nicest coin probably I have. And second would probably be this 09. And 09 is not a particularly hard date. It's probably one of the tougher, you know, 1900 to 1910 dates, but that's just a really pretty coin. And then I think for eye appeal and like the grade range, this 06 is really nice for a 62, and 05 as well. Yeah, a good matching set so far, and just kind of a theme I'm trying to stick with is original toning and full strikes. To contrast that, so here's the 1900 I have in the set currently. You see every star is pretty well struck. Got a nice eye appeal in hand, so that's a 64. The corn is nearly full on that left side. But to contrast that, this is a 64 I bought, and on this this side here, look at how flat the stars are. I got that coin for 120, and you know, you just can tell right away. I mean, if you're purchasing one at a similar price, you definitely would want to get the one here on the left. And I think this coin was actually mispriced, because at this grade level, even a poorly struck coin like that, I mean, there's no real issues aside from the strike. But yeah, I mean, every star is flat. It's kind of more muted luster as well, but yeah, you can see that flatness on the corn. Yeah, that should probably be at least a $150 coin, maybe 180 in some cases, but yeah, just to cherry pick the grade, you know, obviously this coin on this side, a much better quality. So be patient and just find coins that meet your standards for eye appeal and originality.